Hello, it's Laura Coleman here from Be Modern Meditation on this very sunny Thursday, and this is actually going to be the last time I'll be doing the daily meditations in the Be Community Facebook group, because I'll be doing them in my new membership community. But I will still be coming back every Monday and doing lives in this group, and I'll also be doing ad hoc talks and have guest interviews and all sorts of cool stuff coming up. So there's still going to be lots to look forward to. If you are keen to join us over in Be More community, there's still time. Today is the last day to sign up, and I'm just going to let Debbie in here. Hi Debbie. And so today's the last day to sign up to join us, and the doors will be closed while we get everybody on the right track for about 3 months. So if you're thinking that you might like to join us, then today is the day. And we've got some really interesting stuff planned actually in that group in the next few weeks. And tomorrow we're actually going to be doing some work on using something called RAIN, which is a type of meditation that really helps you to deal with difficult things in your life. But today I wanted to talk to you about mindfulness, because today I've been doing some baking today because we have been completely out of sort of healthy treats. I do actually often get healthy treats from a lovely lady called Tan, who has Nosh snacks, but I also make these little healthy Snickers bars that everybody in my house really loves. So I decided that I was going to do less work today and I was going to do more about things for the house, and I'd set that intention. And so, but what I found was when I went to do that, when I went to spend that time doing it, it was really hard to stay present with that. Now, the research backs me up that that's how what most of us are like, because actually almost 49% of the time we're actually thinking about something other than what we're doing. And when that happens, we're actually less happy. So no matter what task you're doing, when you're not thinking about it because your mind's gone off to think about something else, whether it's the things that are going on in your life or what else you should be doing or could be doing, whenever that happens, you're actually less happy in this moment. And the thing with mindfulness is it can be a little bit confusing to know exactly what it is. So before we do a meditation where we really try and cultivate that sense of mindfulness, I wanted to just really briefly let you know what is it, how can you define it. Hi Ruby, and hi Chrissy. Now, so mindfulness, one definition that I really like of mindfulness is from Jon Kabat-Zinn. And if you look his work up, he is really the sort of, in many ways, like a founder of modern mindfulness for the Western world. And his definition of mindfulness is paying attention, or one definition is paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. Now, if we break that up into 3 little chunks, so paying attention on purpose, so that's really key in terms of our meditation practice, because paying attention, choosing where to put my attention, especially in our modern world where we're constantly, our attention is under attack, being intentional about where I put it is actually really important. And noticing when I've been distracted and coming back. And that's the paying attention on purpose in the present moment. So noticing whenever we get hijacked and we're not with this moment and coming back. And the without judgment, that final piece is really important as well, because what can happen is that we end up feeling bad about the fact that we're not doing what we're not thinking about what we're doing, or we think about how the moment that we're in should be rather than how it is. So it's, I might be spending time with the children, but then they start having an argument, and so I get caught up in thinking about, it should be like this, for goodness sake, why are they so difficult, why is life so difficult, rather than just this is how it is right now, and being with that. And mindfulness is a massive topic, so I'm massively reducing that for you. But it's really because when I was doing this activity today, when I was trying to sort of do the baking, I noticed this tendency, like I was still wanting to be, I still had this sort of slight feeling of I should be doing something else. And I think for a lot of us, that's kind of what we have at the moment, is that sort of slightly nagging feeling of our attention, it should be somewhere else, that we should be, partly because there is that kind of ever-present sense of what's going on. So being able to notice that and keep coming back to whatever you've chosen to put your attention on is a really powerful skill to undermine anxiety. Hi Helen. Undermine anxiety, undermine those feelings of restlessness. So one of the ways that our meditation practice is really helpful beyond the 5 minutes or 10 minutes that we're actually practicing is that we cultivate that ability. We build that muscle and that capacity to firstly choose where we pay attention, and then to do that in a non-judgmental way so that we experience exactly what's going on right in this moment. And that sounds so simple, but the impact when you can do that is really profound. What we tend to do, or certainly I recognize in my life, is that I get distracted and I don't even realize that I'm distracted. And the more I can start to notice the patterns of my own mind, notice the way that I get hijacked by thoughts, the more able I am to let go of them, to not be fused with them, to not be dragged around by them, if you like. Particularly things that are like anxious thoughts, those kind of rumination, that going something over something over and over in your mind, which can be a thought loop that just keeps repeating. And sometimes we even know when we're in that, that we've got that thought loop going on. So in the meditation today, I really wanted to offer the opportunity, if you like, for you to be conscious about where your attention goes. Be conscious about being here in this moment right now, and to acknowledge that when we do that, we're training that capacity in our eyes open life, so that when I am doing whatever it is I'm doing, I can really be with that, and set the intention. Where do I want to be? And if I have to do something that I don't want to do, how can I still be okay with that? And that's a process to get to that. So we are going to, in terms of how do we do that, it really is as simple as just noticing when our attention gets hijacked and coming back. A bit like if you've ever had to train a puppy, and you have to, when I had my puppy Milky, who's not out here today, I don't know where she's absolutely worn herself out. She was a nightmare to train, actually, because her recall was just, oh my god, awful. I have a lot of stories about nightmare Milky stories, but she, trying to train her to stay still next to me, it felt like endless, that process of calling her back, she'd wander off, calling her back, she'd wander off, to the point where you think, is it even worth it? Is it ever going to work? But if you persist and you're gentle with it, and you stay calm with it, then actually it does work. And now I can make her sit next to me, and like my attention, I can keep my attention where I choose. Even if there are certain situations that still hijack me, I have more capacity than I ever used to, and that feels really good. So let's empower ourselves, and we'll use the body and the breath. And in terms of the actual physical practice, if you've practiced with me a number of times, we won't be doing anything massively different, other than we're just going to really think about and notice, when I get distracted, how gently can I bring myself back? Can I do that in a way that allows me to acknowledge, I've been distracted, but then coming back without getting frustrated, or feeling like I'm not doing it well enough, or feeling like, well, maybe I need to be thinking about that, and just see if we can really gently do that, and be curious about it today. And actually, the more we can cultivate curiosity, the easier that process becomes. So we will do two things. We will firstly notice when we close our eyes, the chances are that we will have thoughts come up, and that's okay. That's exactly what our brain is programmed to do. And all we need to do is notice and come back. And then the second thing is our posture. We just want to find that middle ground between active and relaxed, so that we can not be so relaxed that we're not conscious, and we fall asleep, but also not holding it so tightly that the effort we're putting in means that we can't do that gentle coming back, because we're holding it too tightly. So closing down our eyes, finding a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. Maybe for you that's cross-legged, maybe it's sitting in a chair, maybe you're outside. Now there's a little bit of, I often have the birds as my background music here, but you can probably hear a little bit of distant drilling, the hum of distant drilling today as well, as the builders are removing a wall, which is why it's lovely that I can come all the way to one of the gardens. So wherever you are, just settling into the space, And just taking a few moments to notice in our awareness that tugging. I think of it as a tugging sensation of the awareness feeling like it should be somewhere else, feeling like it needs to be doing something. And we'll set an intention at the very start of our practice to be right here. I'm exactly where I planned to be. There's nothing else to do. There's nowhere else to go. This is it. This moment is all that's real. And I can allow myself to be here, fully here in this moment. And taking your awareness to the body as a whole in your chair. Seeing if you can notice the temperature of the space that you're in. Are you warm? Are you cool? Is there a softness in the body, or is there a rigidity in the body? Just what do you notice about the overall state of the body? Are you holding tension without trying to shift or change anything? We're just gradually becoming aware of our body as that way to come into this moment right now. And then we'll go further into our fingertips now, harnessing that focus. And if we get distracted by thoughts or sensations, just noticing and coming back. Just noticing exactly what happens. And maybe there's a tingling or vibration in the fingertips as we put our attention there, like a gentle humming or buzzing. That nervous system responding to your attention, getting ready to take action. And you're noticing if there's more or less sensation in one side or the other. And then adding our toes to our awareness. So the fingers and the toes. Just noticing. And again, just being aware of those habits of the mind. Noticing if the mind is settled and able to be with where you choose, or if there's that pull of other things, whether that's sensations or thoughts or sounds. See if you can notice those other pulls while still staying with the fingers and the toes. And allowing that awareness to travel all the way up the lower leg to the knees. Being aware of what you feel this moment. And from the knees, traveling up the thighs now, into the hips. Feeling the whole leg on each side of the body. Noticing if there's a difference in one side or the other. Are there areas that you feel more strongly than others? And from the hands, traveling up the wrists and the forearms, up to the crook of the arm. And from there, traveling up to the shoulders, across the chest, and down into the belly. Seeing if you can be right here, coming back anytime you get distracted. Noticing if there's still that gentle pulling at the edges. Seeing if you can allow that to still be there. There's no need to push anything away. Whatever your experience is in this moment, it's just that, it's just an experience. The more we can increase our capacity to be with what's there, the more it takes away that fear of what might come. And taking your attention to the breath now, which can be an anchor point, a way to ground your body and your mind in one place. Noticing how the body rises and falls. And taking your attention to the very center of the chest with the breath, and that rising and falling in the chest. And when we breathe in, just labeling it rising, gently and softly in the mind. As you breathe out, falling. Rising, falling. Gently, softly, using that focus to keep you in this moment. We're not trying to regulate the breath or make it be anything in particular. We're using it as a way to notice exactly what's there. That present moment awareness. The breath can only be in this moment. So we're experiencing the breath, not thinking about the breath. Rising, falling. Just continuing to label with some silence now. And I'll guide you back when it's time to move out of this moment. And letting go of that labeling now. Coming back to a sense of the breath coming and going. Maybe noticing where the mind is now. Has the noise slowed down in the mind? Is there a sense of being right here? A feeling of just being, even just a glimpse in the middle of the day. And we'll take 3 bigger than usual breaths to really ground that present moment energy. Breathing in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. I'm doing it twice more. And letting the breath find its natural rhythm again. And before we open our eyes, see if we can set a gentle intention to be in the exact moment we're in, no matter what we have to do, where we have to go, who we have to help, all the tasks, all the things, all the difficulties that we have in the day. Can we be just in this moment, moment by moment? And then gently blinking open the eyes. Oh, got a bit of dust in my eyes. And wherever you are this afternoon, I hope that you can have a chance to be outside and enjoy the sunshine or have a pause. And for those of you in Be More, I'll see you tomorrow in the group in there. And otherwise, I will be in and out of this Facebook group to keep you motivated and posted about meditation. See you all soon.